Yes, I am Adam Zaff from LG Ads. Unlike Olivier, nobody has asked me to come to the exhibition floor after this, so I'll be around to talk. We're going to talk today about automotive audience CTV trends, what we're seeing in a couple of different studies. Let me figure out how to use this clicker here. What we're going to first be going through is our big shift study, and we're going to look at the auto audience cut of that. Then we're going to look a little bit at LG Ad Solutions and what our capabilities are, and then we're going to tie it all together and talk about how to connect to the automotive audiences. So before I get started, who has a smart TV in their household? Who has an LG smart TV in their household? Well, that's about to change because each of you, no, I'm just kidding. Couldn't do that. So there were a few things that were surprising about the study when we first got the results, and there were a few things that weren't. What wasn't surprising is that CTV ownership has gotten to a point of near saturation. We're seeing about 90% of US auto audiences with a smart TV in their house, and about 3/4 of those audiences have said that that's the main TV in their living room. What's interesting is to see how people are adopting ad-supported CTV as the most preferred channel source for consuming the content they're looking for. About 85% of audiences are actually using ad-supported models of CTV today. And more interestingly is 78% actually prefer ad-supported to subscription-based. Now, when we look at automotive audiences versus general pop, that is actually 16% more likely to prefer that ad-supported CTV model. So this is a great opportunity and a great vehicle to engage with these automotive audiences. Also, preferences in terms of automotive audiences are shifting as well. We've seen in the past 12 months, 38% or almost 4 in 10 households remove a subscription-based CTV service from their house. And at the same time frame in the past 12 months, we've seen 40% of households adding a free ad-supported CTV service to their house. And again, compared to general market population, that represents a 60% more likely for automotive audiences to add this type of CTV service over general market. We've also seen a lot of desired actions from brands taking place after CTV exposure to their brand properties. So we've seen people visiting websites, searching for products, visiting physical locations like dealerships at 42%, making purchases, the ultimate goal, and then of course talking about the product. Again, when we compare that against general market population, that's 54% more likely to visit a website from automotive audiences, and it's 83% more likely to visit an offline location like a dealership than general market population. So that's a fantastic number. We also know that multitasking is a behavior that's become more and more common. If we think about our own behavior when we're watching TV, I know I always have my phone at least on the coffee table, if not in my hand. My wife loves that. So we actually see that 98% of audiences multitask with either a mobile phone, a tablet, a laptop at any point when they're watching TV. That's at some point, not all the time. But when we look at automotive audiences, 50% of that audience, half that audience, is always multitasking. Again, when you compare that to general market population, that's 67% more likely to be multitasking while watching TV. So there's been a lot of content about EV ownership and EV sales today, so we wanted to touch on that and look at what EV owners, what their behavior looks like while they're watching TV. So EV technology is a newer technology in the automotive industry. Similarly, streaming is a newer technology in TV. So it makes sense that we would see a high propensity for streaming and cord cutters among EV owners. We see about 54% of EV owners that are cord cutters or cord nevers, meaning they are never watching live linear TV. 94% are streamers. That means only 6% of EV owners are watching linear broadcast TV. 73% typically watch less than 7 hours of live traditional TV per week. That includes people who don't watch any live TV per week. And 86% have streamed using ad-supported TV apps in the last 30 days. So that was it for our big shift study. Now we're going to look a little bit at LG Ad Solutions and how we engage with the automotive audience. So LG, as a global brand, I'm sure you're all familiar with our products, from our kitchen appliances to our washers and dryers, and of course our TVs. We are a leader in OLED technology. We won a tremendous amount of awards. You can see some of them right here from CES last year. And we are in the unique position to have the privilege of having our consumers invite them into the living room and having them share their viewership data with us through ACR technology. For those who aren't familiar with ACR, that stands for Automatic Content Recognition, and that is second-by-second viewership data from everything from the TV shows that you're watching, the networks that you're watching, the commercials that you've been exposed to, the apps that are natively integrated in your TV, that how much time you're spending with them, your gaming behavior, and quite a bit more. LG Ad Solutions is the exclusive provider of that ACR data for advanced targeting, as well as our ad-supported inventory within the TV space, streaming TV space. In terms of numbers within the US, we have 30 million addressable US smart TVs that we can engage these audiences with. If you're looking to take advantage of a multitasking behavior, we have 250 million connected devices within the LG household that we can reach these users on. And if global initiatives are something you're looking at, we have 130 million addressable global smart TVs that you can activate across. So Davis Ellen has been one of our original automotive advertisers since our inception about a year and a half ago. And they have used a TV OEM first approach in order to get fantastic results for their regional Toyota clientele. So right now they are seeing 88% unique reach from LG Ad Solutions. Now I just want to clarify, this does not mean against other TV OEMs. This is against their entire digital media strategy. So 88% of the audiences that they're finding from LG Ad Solutions, they have not hit in any other form of digital whatsoever. They're also finding a 35% cost per unique reach efficiency. Now, I just want to highlight the fact that, again, this is a regional client. So the fact that they're able to see above a 1/3 cost efficiency in a regional campaign is massive. They're also seeing less than a 1% overlap between LG and other TV manufacturers. They also work with some of our competition, who I'm not going to name on stage. But the fact that they're seeing that less than 1% audience overlap is massive and goes to highlight that these TV OEMs, these TV manufacturers, do have disparate universes that they are talking to. And it would benefit an automotive manufacturer to work with them in conjunction in order to get the largest reach they possibly can. So how do you utilize ACR to connect with automotive audiences? So there's a few strategies that we see our clients use on a pretty regular basis, and I'm going to talk about what those look like. So the first is TV reach optimization, making sure that you are holistically managing your reach and frequency across all streaming platforms as well as linear by doing tactics like suppressing heavily exposed audiences or finding incremental reach with audiences who haven't been exposed to your brand. The second is TV conquest opportunities. So that is finding audiences that have been heavily exposed to brands on your competitor set and making sure that we're taking some of that share of voice for your brand as well. Of course, tentpole audience targeting. So there are a lot of events throughout the year, a lot of programs throughout the year that that our brands are looking to engage with, like Super Bowl, for example. Oftentimes, well, first of all, we can tell you with ACR who the heaviest consumers of this different programming are. And as a result, we can surround this programming with your brand's message, most of the time at a much more cost-efficient level than that very expensive in-program sponsorship. And then multicultural audience targeting. So we know that upwards of 1/3 of new car registrations are from multicultural audiences. It's a very important segment. Brands put a lot of time and effort into creating creative that speaks to those audiences, and we can find them whether that's in an English language site or in an in-language site, and we can make sure that that message gets to those audiences. So in addition to targeting segments, we also can provide a lot of insight from automatic content recognition. It can be things like average watch duration. We actually do tercile analysis where we divide audiences into light, medium, and heavy TV viewers. We can also talk about, advise on which networks skew the highest with your target audience. as well as granular as what show. And then we can provide other insights such as what genres are skewing highest. And this isn't it, but this is just kind of top level for you. So I'm going to leave you with a couple of takeaways here on how to engage with these streaming audiences and utilize automatic content recognition to target the most effective way possible. But again, I will be here to talk after the fact. And I'm just going to leave you with a video for you to see what the LG streaming experience looks like.